babe. This is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves. And everybody's watching her, but she's
Check. Good evening, football fans, and welcome to tonight's big region matchup between the Providence Christian Academy Storm and your Golden Bears. Both teams come in on hard-fought games and are looking to secure a region victory for the stretch run. Tonight we also celebrate homecoming and middle school football night. At this time, please rise for the prayer given by Father Bailey and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem. Let us pray. Lord God, we thank you for all the wonderful ways that you have blessed us. Help all of us to enter into this game with the love, wisdom, and strength that you have put into our hearts. We ask you, Almighty God, that you will protect each and every one of us this evening, and may everything that we have learned and practiced in our training will help each and every one of us to know that you are the giver, sustainer, provider of everything that we need. We give you thanks and praise for the gift of life. We give you thanks and praise for all the many ways you have blessed us. We give you thanks and praise for being our God. It is in your name that we pray and that we all claim victory. And because of that, we all can say, amen. Tonight's national anthem is being performed by senior Rebecca Glover. Great job, Rebecca. At this time, will the middle school football team please line up on the goal line by the referees? That's the middle school football team. And the Bear Walk will be down by the concession stand on the track by the scoreboard. Fans, at this time, please direct your attention to the end zone where members of the middle school football team are. Yesterday, we beat Pace Academy for the second time in consecutive weeks to secure a top 3 finish on the north side of the bracket. The team had a great season and finished 4-3-1. I'd like to take a couple of seconds and recognize a couple of people. First of all, thanks to the middle school parents for getting the players there to and from in this tough time. Also want to give a big shout out to Dave Sabula, who took the time to bring the coolers of Gatorade and water to the players in this heat. And then also we'd like to give a really big shout out to our team mom the last 2 years, and that's Joy Sabula, who made sure that the kids had their pregame meals and worked tirelessly for these boys. So Joy and Dave, we thank you greatly. Let's have a hand for those two, please. All right, let's introduce the players. Guys, when your name is called, step out and wait, please. Joe Egan. Leighton Patel. Andrew A.C. Campbell. James Carper. Benjamin Cook. Ben Corley. Harper Crandall. Victor Davis, Mac Flynn, Braden Gill, William Glon, Ashley Harper, and Sam Hutto, Ty Inglesby, Miles Jackson, Carson James, Aiden Lee, Ricker Marshall, Nate Martin, and not here tonight, Tucker Martin, Jordan Mays, Colin McGinty, Nicholas McKay, Matt Newman, Nick Newman, Luke Payne, Will Payne, Griffin Petersell, Jaden Rips, Jamie Savula, Jake Schweitzer, Landon Smith, Jack Spangler, Dallas Strickland, Coda Settle, Nico Taliokos, Jack Batiste, Parks Batiste, George White, Tyler Woods, Charlie Courts, and Chris Hoffman. The coaches for the middle school were head coach Sam Lealios, Parker Conley, Marshall Gaines, Garrison Winter, and Stacy Davis. Man, you're looking at the future of the program. Let's give these guys a big hand. Players, wave to the fans. Fans, tonight's game is being officiated by the Atlanta Area Football Association. The referee is John Van Benschot, umpire Richard Pepe, the head line judge Manny Rogers, the line judge Gabriel Wharton, the field judge Mike Roach, side judge Anthony Copeland, and your clock operator is Adrian Moore. While we're on middle school football, last week the Bears beat Pace 22-8 and came back to secure a top 3 finish this week and beat them 24-8. Stars for this game were Rooker Marshall, Griffin Petersell, Coda Settle, Braden Gill, Tucker Martin, William Glon, Landon Smith, Colin McGinty, Nick Newman, and Will Payne. In other sports, our softball team advanced to the second round of postseason, where it lost to George Walton Academy in a doubleheader today. Earlier this week, they swept First Pres by 5-1 and 15-0 to earn their trip to Monroe. Some of the heroes in that series included Raven Webb, Lauren Leonard, Charles C. Burkle, Sarai Jackson, Maddie Mays, and Lane Finley. The volleyball team also won the first round of state earlier this week and will be in action tomorrow at 2 p.m. against Mount Perrin at Holy Innocents in the Sweet 16. The Bears advanced by turning back George Walton in straight sets, Paige Collins, Ellen Getz, Maddie Whitaker, emerging as some of the stars. Cross country will have its region meet Tuesday down in Fairburn. The Bears have depth along both the boys and the girls. Reese Newman, Reese Martin, Peyton Hewitt, Joseph Ho, William Weldon, and Brandon Sertle are just some of the many who stood out during the regular season. In other football news, our varsity Bears will be off next Friday before traveling to Mount Vernon in a 2 p.m. game, while the JV returns to action Thursday when they travel to Fellowship Christian.
He said Chandler Ketchup. Let's see. James Gleason, Chandler Ketchup, Obi Wan. James Gleason. Ketchup, Gleason, Harmon.
Welcome into the Golden Bear Network. Coach Dunn, Nathan Griotti with you for another game and hopefully a rebound game here for the Golden Bears, Coach. And coming off a real tough loss last week, kind of different atmosphere, different time of the day. First loss kind of at the home stadium. And listen, George Walton came into play, had our chance at the end there, just couldn't quite pull it out. But some turnovers cost the game. And if I had to guess, Coach Winter had some thoughts this week about maybe controlling the ball just a little bit better on offense.
Yeah, that. But the good news is the real season starts tonight. You know, we're 2-4, but we're 0-0. The last 4 games count. The power rankings, thank God, have gone by the way of the cassette tape.
I think we're all happy with that.
We're happy with that. And it's a matter of us, Mount Vernon, Hebron Christian, and Wesleyan going in a little head-to-head round robin the last 5 weeks of the season. And Providence comes in at 0-5, but technically they're 0-0 as well. So
absolutely, it's kind of a fresh slate here as we begin the last half of the regular season. And like Coach Dunn said, some important games coming up in the next couple of weeks. You have this one, of course. You want to get a win, get back to 3-4, 1 game below 500. But then you have your bye week, right? Get healthy, get healthy, get ready to go. And we'll talk about some injuries as we continue the broadcast here tonight. But you want to get healthy over the next couple of weeks. And, Coach, like you said, you got those clutch games down the last 3, 4, 5 weeks of the season. That's really going to determine playoff stance and going to determine seedings. And the new way of doing it is going to come down to a tough. Wesleyan's going to be tough. Hebron is always kind of right in the middle, near the top. They always have a good team. So it'll be an interesting rest of the season. But hopefully tonight is one of those ones where you get a rebound game, come in here, play well, play solid, and get a victory.
Yeah, and I know, like you said, Coach Winter, I'm sure he had some loose ends to tie up. You know, our problem mainly on offense has been finishing. You know, we have a good team. Well, we've got a good team, but we get inside the 20, and then we haven't exactly – it started against Pace this year in our 14-7 loss.
Yep. Where
we moved the ball. We did fine. We gave up the big play. We didn't finish. Last week we had the ball in the 8. We fumbled. We had the ball in the 5 late. We lost 9 on an option. We didn't finish.
Yep.
But this is a highly capable team. You know, you look at the 2-4 record, and this is way better than a 2-4 team.
Yeah, and listen, it was just uncharacteristic mistakes last week, right? And sometimes you have those games. But one thing we know about a Coach Winter-led team is that they're going to rebound, and they're going to be focused coming in tonight because we know how he coaches and we know what he demands of his players. And last week was not up to that standard. So I imagine that they're going to come out very focused tonight and ready to play football.
I'm with you. And another thing about this team is they play to the end.
Yep.
Even in the Marist loss.
Yep, absolutely.
Where the score was, one-sided. This team doesn't quit.
Absolutely. Chris Carrillo on to kick it off here for the Golden Bears. It will be Providence Christians football first, and we'll see that Golden Bear defense. Carrillo's kick from the 40, end over end, all the way into the end zone. Good kick by Carrillo. And again, we will see this defense of the Golden Bears, which again, last week had a pretty good game. Their offense kind of put them in a couple of rough spots.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
But overall, the defense, I think, played really well. Last week they were without Landon Cardigan in the back of that secondary. This week he comes again. He's sitting again. So we'll see how that plays out as well. But you still have Taekwon and Bo Maxwell back there, and of course Donovan Johnson at that other corner spot. So
and you got a good defensive line that complements them. You got McGinty and
Malady is in there as well. So
a few of those. Connor Swinamson, I believe. No, that's offense. Sorry, I switched fields on you.
That's all right.
It's early.
We'll talk about him as well. So a quick out there by the quarterback, gets it in the flat, and he is gang tackled at around the 26, 27-yard line. Good first down pickup there from Providence Christian.
But speaking of Connor, he was one that was out, and I believe he's back. We'll look at that. And speaking of, I hope my boy Keith White's out there keeping us straight up here.
Absolutely.
Welcome all of you people that are listening, by the way.
And send Dunn text to keep us straight. That's it, all the information. He's got his phone ready. So second down and 3 after the first down gain of 7 yards. Shotgun formation. He'll hand it off to the halfback there. Is the quarterback again, Connor Jones, the quarterback for Providence Christian, and again a sophomore. That's a second. Is that a second straight? No, he's all freshman at quarterback last week. And he is going to be something to deal with in the next couple of years. We got another young quarterback here for Providence Christian that is just a sophomore. So no gain on second down. It'll be third down and 3. And again, Jones in the shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers, trips to the top of your screen. You see those 4 down linemen, and you have 1 linebacker kind of showing blitz. Showing blitz up on the top as well of that defensive line.
Timeout, Storm.
And an early timeout by the Storm of Providence Christian. So they saw something maybe on that defense and how Holy Innocents was lined up. And they wanted to call an early timeout. And again, they know that if the Golden Bears get the football, they're not going to get it back for a while.
Well, there you go. You got that right.
And so they want to make sure that they pick up at least a couple of first downs, keep the ball moving, and keep it away from that offense that just steadily just kind of runs it right down your throat.
And they did that last week too. There was a 28-21 loss. So, we're a typical Holy Innocents drive will take up a minimum of 5 minutes, moving the chain, moving the clock, different backs. You got Donovan Johnson, you got Joe Hinkson, you got Wyatt Liebrook. You kick it outside to Chandler Ketchup. We won't be doing that tonight. He's one of those that are out. But, so, yeah, keeping the other team's offense off the field is what we've excelled at the last couple.
And that last drive of last game was a typical Holy Innocents drive right down inside the 10-yard line. So third down broken up by Tyquan Alexander and a flag, and that might be on the defense.
He was way away from that.
Tyquan Alexander on the defending. There is a flag down.
And it is on the defensive side of the field, and it is a penalty on the defense. We'll wait for the official call here from the head referee. And looks like they're going to have a
staff
meeting already here early on in the first quarter.
I didn't see interference right there. I thought, we put pressure on the quarterback. Yeah, but that is the call. Of course, we're way up high on top of Atlanta looking down at the field, but it is a pass interference call.
And that goes on Tyquan. So I didn't see it either, but nonetheless, it is a pass interference call. So that'll be a penalty on that Bear defense, and an automatic first down for the Storm.
And Connor is on the DL, Connor Swinamson. So
okay.
We got that.
Thanks for the update.
There you go. Thank you. All right.
And once again, that deep in that secondary, Drew Bomar is taking the place of Landon Cardian back there. Is kind of that deep safety in the defense, and Jones is going to hand it off, an east to west runner, and he is going to get hit, and that's Colin O'Leary. He is the junior running back for the Storm. So 2 Connors, Connor O'Leary and O'Connor and Collins. That's not going to confuse me the rest of the night. But east to west run, not able to pick up much, and actually a loss of 3. So good help defense there from the left side of that defense.
And giving Drew Bomar some love. He's only a sophomore, but he scored a touchdown on the other side of the ball this year in one of our Baker Field games. Well, hold on, go ahead.
And there's Colin O'Leary up the middle. He'll get taken down pretty much immediately. Doesn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. So Storm in a little bit of a predicament here. 3rd down and 11 now. And we'll see again if the Bears can get off the football field.
Yeah, but like I said, Drew Bomar, he fills in at cornerback. Our secondary is solid. They're experienced. They got next man up, like Coach Winter always says.
And a rollout and a completion for a first down. It looks like he picks it up by about a half a yard, and it'll be another first down. It'll be Skylar Jordan, the senior wide receiver, runs that out route, and he knew exactly where that first down marker was, cut off his route, and right to the sideline, taps those toes, and it's a first down for the Storm.
Yeah, he knew where the first down was, and he knew where the sideline was, and he hit them both perfectly.
If you're a wide receiver, that's a dream play. You get the first down, you step out of bounds, and don't get hit, right?
That's right.
And Colin O'Leary gets tripped up from behind. Good pressure in there in the backfield. I think that was
O'Leary tripped up at the line by number 42,
Jacoby Murray.
Only a freshman
in
Jacoby
there.
Murray.
My goodness. So quality. Let's listen. Quality playing time for kids like Jacoby Murray, Drew Bomar.
Yeah.
They're going to be the future of the next couple of years, right? And they're getting some quality playing time early on in the season.
Yeah. And Jacoby's had early in the year, big sack, big fumble recovery, something. He's factored in. Todd Winter singled him out as one of the players. I forget which game. Might have been the Pace game. Anyway, clock's moving. We're at 9:15. Providence's first drive.
And I believe that was Colin O'Leary that left the game. I'm not sure maybe if there was blood on his elbow or jersey, something like that, but he had to leave the game, the running back for the Storm. And so new running back and a little different style here, a little more bullish and kind of Brutus back there in the backfield. He gets taken down again. I think that was Malady that got in there from that defensive line spot.
Yeah, we failed to mention him a while ago. Those the 4 or 5 defensive linemen that are getting the job done for the Bears defensively.
And another opportunity here for the Bears to get this football back. So 2 third down conversions, one by penalty, one by an out route by the senior wide receiver for the Storm. And it brings up another 3rd down and 12 here, and he's going to roll out to the right, gets hit hard in the backfield, and 2 defenders in the area. Looks like the Bears were ready and all over that one. Bo Maxwell and Donovan Johnson back there in coverage in that secondary, and the quarterback got hit hard. And that was Christian Padgett that came on a linebacker kind of safety blitz there, and Padgett came in and just absolutely, he really hit Connor Jones hard in the backfield.
He really did. And the thing is, the quarterback's arm was extended, so I won't say he was defenseless, but he was throwing the ball, so his body was unpredictable. It wasn't an illegal hit.
No.
Yeah,
he just hit him hard.
He just hit him hard. But you hate to see this.
We hope Connor Jones is okay. Yes. We just saw the running back go out of the game, and now Connor Jones. We don't want that to happen at all. So, it was right in his rib cage too. He was rolled out to the right and kind of opened up his body.
He was exposed.
Yeah, he opened up his body and just took that shoulder pad and helmet right into the rib cage. So, he is still down on the field.
But he has set up, so this is a good sign. So he's got the trainers looking after him, and
I think the backup quarterback is KJ Kemp, who is a junior. I think he is going to be the backup quarterback. We'll wait to get full verification on that. He'll at least have to come in for one play.
Yeah, it's 4th and long, 4th and 12 when play resumes. Now he is up. Good to see.
He's walking off pretty much on his own power here, which is a great sign. And I think that's going to be more of in the midsection where he's probably hurting a little bit.
Yep.
So obviously we hope that he is okay.
Looks like the Storm is going to punt it to us. Taekwon moving back.
Skylar Jordan into punt here for the Storm. 8:18 left to go in the first quarter. 2 third down conversions for Providence Christian on the first drive. One by penalty, one by pass. And then on 3rd down, good defense by the Bears. He just gets the punt off. That's going right towards the sideline. It's not going to net a ton, probably about 30 yards or so. And the Bears are going to take over on offense. We'll see where they officially mark it here. Looks like it's at the 30.
31. Well, he's still walking around.
He's not.
Okay, they went by this guy's spot. He's all the way up at the 41-yard line.
Okay. So they finally marked it officially, went out of bounds at the 41-yard line, so it's actually going to net less than 30 yards on the punt.
Yeah.
And the Bears with great starting field position here on their first drive. So we will see Marshall Nichols under center once again. Dynamic quarterback, and not a good start here if you are the Bears.
Well, let me give Marshall Nichols some love. He is our homecoming king. It was announced about 3 hours ago. And his girlfriend, Paige Collins, the volleyball star, is the homecoming queen. They announced it there because with COVID, you can't have the whole student body here, so everything's changed,
That thing just ruins everything, doesn't it?
Nothing is normal.
Nothing is normal.
Usually you find out tonight and you don't know who it is and so forth, but that's not the case anymore.
My goodness. After the penalty false start, it'll be 1st down and 15. Nichols again under center, going to hand it off to the up back, and he'll get 3 yards back up to the 39-yard line. I believe that was Joe Hinkson on the first carry of the night for the Bears.
Down by number 58, Alex Cunningham.
Alex Cunningham on the tackle there for the Storm defense.
That's a 3-yard gain on the play.
Be 2nd down and 12 now for the Bears.
Joe Hinkson been a workhorse all year. He got about 25 carries in the first game. I think it was 24 in the second.
It'll be nice to get him back next year as well as a senior.
Yeah,
so.
Yes, it will. There's another flag, I think. Maybe not.
I thought I saw something kind of fly in there, but it might have. What is that?
I don't know.
Is it a towel or I'm not?
It wasn't a flag, so that's good. Anyway, Nichols.
So it is a flag.
Oh wow.
So illegal shift on the Bears, so that's going to back them up again. And that'll make it second down and I believe 17 after the illegal shift. So Bears not helping themselves here on the first drive. First time we'll see Zach Jackson coming into the game here for the Bears.
He's made some key catches this year.
Another young guy that's going to really be kind of a staple of this offense.
Yeah.
Staple of this offense going forward as well. So.
Yes, he is.
So Nichols under center on second down. They officially say 16. Bouncing off a couple of tacklers.
Flag.
And a third flag in a row. 3 straight plays. We'll wait again for the official call, but it is right in the direction of holding on the Bears.
Chop block on the Bears. And like I say, we started at the 41. Now we're going to be closer to the 21. And with this kind of offense, you like to be second and third and short. You don't want to be second and basically a cab ride. So I can't even count the yards for we got to get to the 49 of Providence.
I think it's second and 30.
Second and 30, okay.
Or 31, but yeah, second and 31. I'm proud of my math. I've been practicing.
That's pretty good. All right,
I've been practicing.
All right, here we go. We're going to quick pitch right. Oh, sorry. This is
that's quick pitch out to the right. Taquan Alexander escapes one tackle, and stiff arms one, gets a lot of that yardage back,
yes,
and will get taken out at the 44.
We got 25 yards.
Look at that. We're learning this math stuff.
We're getting math. 44.
So that makes third down much more respectable here. It'll be third down and around 7 yards from the 44-yard line.
Yeah, this will be impressive if we can pick up a first down with a, what was that, second and 31?
Second and 31. You don't see that very often.
There you go.
And look at that, second and 31. From first and 10 at the 41 to second and 31 at the 19. They pick up a first down on 2 plays and cross midfield into Storm territory. That's about as successful as you can be, I would say, on a second down and 31. 2 plays, you get about 35 yards and pick up the first down.
There we go. There we go.
Wyatt Liebrook just bouncing off of defenders all the way down to around the 35-yard line. And Wyatt Liebrook, with his first carry of the night, will pick up a first down for the Bears.
He's a good runner. Got strong legs. He keeps them moving forward even after contact. So you'll see him, he got hit 5 yards back, and he just keeps driving.
He bounces off of guys. We've seen that all season long, and it'll be good to have him back next year as well. You kind of think forward to next year as well. Hinkson and Liebrook both in that backfield. And they'll give it to him again and kind of gets gang tackled at around the 32, maybe 33-yard line. So he'll pick up, 32 or 33-yard line. He'll pick up about 3 yards there on first down. So Liebrook out, Jackson in here for the Bears offense as we approach the 5-minute mark. A typical, maybe not typical drive, but
well, we use a lot of clock going backwards, and now we're using it going forward. So
time-wise, typical drive. We'll call it that.
There you go.
And Nichols will hand off to Hinkson, has some space, makes a couple of guys miss. Hinkson dragging defenders inside the 10-yard line, right in between the hash marks, and he will go down at around the 8-yard line. So a 24-yard gain by Joe Hinkson right up the middle.
That's good to see because he did the dirty work playing like against Marist, where you're looking at Division I defenders, and we ran him a lot that night, and there wasn't a lot of room for him. So it's good to see. Now we got a little more opened up offense. We're not playing Marist every week. That kind of helps.
That helps a little bit, yep. And Hinkson again up that left
Touchdown.
side, same play. Touchdown, Joe Hinkson. The Bears go up 6-0 on an 8-yard touchdown run by Joe Hinkson. when it did not look very good at all here after the first couple of plays of that drive. Again, second down and 31 from the 19-yard line. And 2 minutes later, the Bears are in the end zone.
And there's 4:35 left on the clock. So
they took off about 5 minutes off of that clock. Again, you said it in the pregame, right? 5 minutes. It was about a typical drive for the Bears. And the extra point by Carrillo is up and dead center. And the Bears go up 7-0 here with, again, 4:35 left to go in the first quarter.
Take away the first 3 plays, and that was a good-looking drive with the 3 penalties we had. Joe Hinkson.
Wyatt Liebrook. Who else was involved there? Taekwon Alexander, I think.
Yeah, Taekwon had the huge second down run that got most of the yards back. Yeah, Hinkson had a 24-yard run that set up his own touchdown. So he had 32. He had about 40 yards in that drive. Joe Hinkson did. And we have another weapon running the ball, Marshall Nichols, who we'll probably see on the offense.
And you know what I've noticed over the last year and a half or so, doing Holy Innocents games and Todd Winter coached team here, they like to open it up at the beginning of the third quarter. They really like to start running the quarterback. And last year they did it as well, and it really kind of opened up the offense last year a little bit and kind of broke the game open when that defense is just a little bit tired, right? In the second half, and bust out. Let's bust out a 4th option or a 5th option out of that triple option offense.
That's right, Matt Davis. I hope you're listening out there because we're talking about you, buddy.
That's right, Matt Davis.
With those dances when the stars feet of his.
That's right.
He had the big gain in the overtime against Elko.
You're right.
We were like 3rd and 10 or whatever, and he got it to the 2nd 10. He got it to the 3, and of course then Michael Cox does. When you get to the 3 with Michael Cox,
those 2 are pretty good.
Yeah, you just give him the ball.
Those two are pretty good. So, but again, Marshall Nichols kind of picking up right where Matt Davis left off in the backfield, able to run the football. So I'm sure we'll see that here in a little bit to kind of open up the offense. And Matt Davis was excellent. That right off the left tackle, right tackle, he loved that off tackle run. So.
Quick cut.
Absolutely. And good news is the quarterback for the Storm is back in the football game. And he completes a pass right at that first down marker. I believe he gets a first down there right at that marker. And that is the Connor Jones to Skylar Jordan connection again on offense for the Storm.
Hopefully his injury was just getting the wind knocked out of him, which is very possible.
Absolutely. And we talked about it kind of hitting in the rib cage in the midsection, and I think that's exactly what it was. So glad that he is okay and glad he's back in the game. That being said, let's stop him.
Exactly.
Let's stop him. Shotgun formation. Jones going to hand off to the running back, and I believe that's Colin O'Leary again. And he will take the run to about the 30-yard line. So if he got any, it was about a half a yard, maybe a full yard.
They haven't got the yardage on the ground. He's had some pretty good pass plays. Looks like he's got a couple good receivers, but our defensive line has been all over the run in the first, been 8 minutes of the first quarter. This is how they've gained their yards right here.
And Jones a quick out again. That's the big tight end for the Storm. And that is Lawson Burris. And again, big tight end here for Providence Christian. Kind of runs that quick out route, that flat route from that tight end spot, and able to pick up some solid yards there on second down. It'll bring up third down and manageable, officially 3rd down and 4. And again, Bears leading 7-0 here, 3:20 left on the first quarter clock. Jones with the hard count, almost gets the lineman to jump there, but does not get him in the neutral zone, so no call.
Wow.
And this time he's going to roll out to the left, quick pass, and
he dropped it.
He dropped it.
He sure did. He had the first down and 5 yards to spare.
And that was Caleb Lee, a freshman wide receiver, kind of settled right at that 45-yard line, but went in and out of his hands. So it'll bring up 4th down and 4, stops the clock at 3:05.
Well, we're going to have a long halftime tonight. It's homecoming. So they'll announce the court. We honored our middle school football program before the game. 4-3-1 season, beat Pace twice. He's got some running room. Oh, and they're going to throw a flag.
I believe that's going to be a late hit.
Flag down on the play.
We'll wait for the official call. That'd be a weird spot for holding, right where he was tackled. But
Yeah.
we'll wait and see as they. You'd like to call it, Coach, a staff meeting on the far sideline.
Yep.
That's a big call here on 4th down. The Bears could get the football back with really good field position. Official call is.
They're walking it.
The initial call is personal foul against the Bears.
Yeah, personal foul on the Bears defense, as we kind of expected in that general area. So 15 more yards tacked on to the drive, and it'll be an automatic first down on a 4th down run that I don't know if he got there or not. It was
close.
It was pretty close on that far sideline, but either way, it's an automatic first down here for the Storm, and they are into Bears territory. So 1st down and 10 here for Jones and company on offense.
Turn.
And Donovan Johnson out there in coverage. Pass is complete to Matthew Miller, another young freshman wide receiver, inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line.
That's an 8-yard gain. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2 for the Storm.
Yeah, Providence has looked good throwing the ball. Simple routes, little slants, little curls, nothing fancy. Running the ball, they've had no luck, but got another young quarterback that's looking good in the early going.
So 2nd down and 2 now. And Jones going to roll out again to the right, gets the pass off, right sideline, and that might be pass interference again.
God.
And another penalty on the Bears.
Flag down on the play.
That's about 5 or 6 penalties
In the first quarter.
first 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes of the game.
And we'll wait for the official call here, but it looked like pass interference. So they'll mark off 15 yards, and it'll be another automatic first down for the Storm.
Call is pass interference on the Bears. That'll give the Storm a 1st and 10.
To the 24 of the Holy Innocents. We're trying to help them.
The Storm are moving down the field, but not by offensive yards. So we'll see here. 1st down and 10 at the 24-yard line of the Bears. 2 men come in motion, and that's Burris, the tight end, and then the freshman wide receiver, Caleb Lee. And again, that same play, we've seen it 3 times already. That big tight end, Burris, quick, hard to get down, but he's tackled by William Willis there from that linebacker spot. That's a good matchup to watch kind of going forward. William Willis at that linebacker spot, arguably the best tackler on that defense, going up against the big tight end in Burris.
Yeah, it's good. We lost William Willis for a couple games early, but it's always good to have him, veteran, senior, kind of anchors his position.
So that one only gained about 2 yards, so good defense there by Willis. And it'll be 2nd down and 8. And there's Jones going to hand off to O'Leary, and he gets crunched by about 3 different guys. One of the first ones there, Nick Morgan.
See, I feel okay when they're running. They've probably got 2 or 0 yards total rushing yards, but they're hurting us with our penalties.
Yeah.
We're hurting ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're having some success throwing it.
And that was good defensive pressure there. And again, that was number 34, Nick Morgan, the freshman in there.
There's a young name for
So
him.
another young name playing in on that defense. And again, a quick rollout and kind of a lob into the corner of the end zone, and it's broken up. Was that Bo Maxwell? I can't see if it's 2 or 3. I believe it's 2, and that's Bo Maxwell in there playing that deep safety spot, able to come over and kind of knock that ball down.
Yeah, he's having a good year. Big, tall kid, got good hands. So looks like
we'll see another 4th down attempt maybe.
Yeah, got a timeout here.
So their 2nd time out of the first half, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
That's
so,
right.
But again, you got all the way down the field, and you got to capitalize here if you're the Storm, because you don't know when you're going to get down there again.
Yeah, you don't know when you're going to get the ball back.
And again, you have to expect to see that pass. You're going to see a rollout by the quarterback. He hasn't stood in the pocket and thrown the football the whole first quarter.
No.
So you got to expect him to kind of roll out, whether he rolls out to strong side or weak side of the field. But you have to kind of watch out that big tight end. They also see number 11, Skylar Jordan, who's picked up a couple of first downs on those out routes that we talked about as well. So I would fully expect a quarterback rollout here to try to get him a little bit of space to work with, Connor Jordan, and see if they can pick up the first down. The Bears would love to get the football back here and go on one of those 5, 6, 7-minute drives and just kind of push it down the field and get another score.
Hall O'Neill and Jack Felton are here tonight. That's 2 stars from last year, 2 all-region players. Hall's playing at Kennesaw State. I think they'll be having their season this spring. And
there's something that's still weird to me.
Yeah, I know.
That's very strange. And here's Jordan. Again, rolls out to the right, has a receiver. Holy Innocents turns around. Was that Maxwell again? That was
That's intercepted by number 2, Bo
Bo
Maxwell.
okay. That's what I thought. It was Bo Maxwell back in the end zone, and Bo Maxwell played that extremely well. He was kind of covering a zone back there in that safety spot, but he was able to turn around just at the last second, and the ball almost landed in his arms.
Yeah, he was playing deep center field.
Yep, and listen, he was right place. Right place, right time.
Yes, he was.
And an interception in the end zone for the Bears and Bo Maxwell, and they will start the second possession of the game here on the 20-yard line.
Is that 37 seconds left? Is that what that
37 seconds left in the first quarter.
This is only our second possession.
And handoff right up the middle to the 24-yard line. That is probably going to be the last play of the first quarter. And that was Hinkson again getting the carry. So we'll see if they run one more play or if they let the first quarter run out. Be second down. They'll say 6.
Yeah, long 6.
A long 6. It looks like they might try to snap another one here. As Nichols under center, and they will. They'll get one more play off. And Nichols is going to hand the ball off again to Hinkson. And Hinkson falls forward past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 when the game resumes here after the first quarter of play. Bears up 7-0 over Providence Christian and the Storm, and it has been a flag-filled first quarter.
Yeah, it was.
I think there's been about a total of 7 or 8 penalties between the two teams. There's only been 2 possessions between the two teams.
That's right.
3 possessions. I'm sorry, three possessions between the two teams, and the Bears are looking to drive here, and they're going to face a 3rd down and 4 when the second quarter resumes.
3rd and manageable, but. Anyway, still some good thing. Like I said, we had some balance running out of Taekwon and Joe Hinkson and Wyatt Liebrook. And, defense, all good. We just have to keep finishing. And
look, it's going to come down to it's going to come down to finishing. We talked about that pregame. We talked about it. We talked about it kind of in the middle of the first quarter. We've talked about it last week. We've talked about it, right? We've talked about it multiple weeks in a row, and Coach Winter knows that. So far they backed themselves up. They shot themselves in the foot a little bit on that first drive, but Taekwon was able to kind of get us out of that jam with a long run. We'll see if the Bears here will resume on 3rd down and 4. And lower your shoulder. That'll get you up past the first down marker, and that'll be a first down here for the Bears.
Who was that?
Wyatt Liebrook on the carry. So we're getting a lot of Liebrook and Hinkson kind of back and forth to kind of balance each other there in the backfield. And it will be a first down officially for the Bears. 32-yard line.
I'm going to start calling Liebrook pinball because he gets beat around, but he keeps moving forward.
He does not go down very easily. And that's right on, again, it's right on cue. It's great when they make the announcers look good, right? It's a wonderful thing, right? When you say that, he targeted out a defender to lower his shoulder so he could kind of bounce off of him and fall forward. So another tough run by Wyatt Liebrook, and it'll be another first down here for the Bears.
Yeah, about a 12-yard gain, I believe, right there.
And they're going to give it to Hinkson now, making his way. Patient run by Joe Hinkson. Kind of waits for his block right around the left side of that offensive line. And he will fall forward and, again, get another first down here for the Bears. 3 first downs, 3 plays here for the Bears.
Yeah, we haven't thrown it yet. The ground game looks good. If we can keep the refs with the penalty flags in their pockets, could be a good night here. There you go. There you go.
And Hinkson, again, such a patient runner out of that backfield, right? He just waits for his blocks and waits for the holes to open up, and as soon as he sees them, just slides right through. And he comes off the field clapping as he should, too. A couple of good runs there by Joe Hinkson.
I'm going to give him 9. Another good run.
But just so patient. That offensive line really opening up some holes for Hinkson and Liebrook out of the backfield as well. And no Connor Swinimson tonight.
No.
I know he big part of that offensive line.
Luca Chica, I guess, would be the. He's
There's
open.
And he had Zach Jackson right up the seam.
He sure did. He had 2 steps on his. Needed to put a little more air on under that pass.
And, man, Jackson was lined up in the slot at the top of your screen, and he just ran the seam route right in between the hash marks.
Good play call to do it.
Absolutely.
Second and 1.5, whatever it is, and you still got a good shot with those capable backs down there.
And it was pretty good. I mean, the defense had 2 different guys, and there's another penalty. The defense had 2 different guys, kind of a corner and a safety, both kind of shadowing Jackson as he ran that seam route, but just unable to quite bring that in, but a false start.
Yep.
And that's another penalty on the Bears.
That one hurt.
And that is going to be, instead of a 3rd down and 2, which Wyatt Liebrook was going to easily get there on that 3rd down, it backs him up to 3rd and 7. Well, changes the play call for normal offenses. I don't think it's going to change the play call too much here for the triple option. I would expect they're going to run it twice and try to get this first down.
Yeah, 4 down territory, so just get some of it now. There's Taekwon, and he's got outside.
He's got some space. He gets a great block from his lead blocker, Drew Bomar, and Taekwon Alexander is going to get down inside the 25-yard line to the 24, and it'll be a first down for the Bears. Gain of 18 yards there by Taekwon Alexander.
That's both times he's touched the ball, he's had space outside, and with the speed he has, you could see that play develop. He had good blocking, like you said. Bomar gave him a good block. You give him Green in front of him, it's good news for the Bears.
Taekwon will come off the field here to get a break after that big run. And Donovan Johnson, Bomar both in the backfield with Hinkson and Nichols. And this time they're going to pitch it to Johnson. Johnson has some space up the left side, beats the man to the corner, cuts back inside all the way down to the 5-yard line, and another great lead block by Drew Bomar, but another penalty comes in after the play was already over.
Oh, Lord.
And the play was over. The runner was down and out of bounds, and then the flag came out.
And we're retreating, expecting a penalty.
And that's probably in the place of holding.
Yep.
And it is. So that's prime position for holding there, and that'll. So they officially say personal foul. I'm not 100% sure where it came in from, but nonetheless, they'll mark it off from the 9-yard line. And I think it was it after the play? Because that still gives them the first down.
Yeah, I think so. And that's going to put us back from the 9.
Should be the 26 or 27.
27. Great run by Donovan Johnson. He's got some speed as well, as he showed. All right, here we go.
So another hole to dig out of here if you're the Bears. It'll be first down and 12, which you don't see very often. But first down and 12 here for the Bears at the 27-yard line. They're going to give it to Hinkson, who has a big hole up the left sideline, tries to turn that corner, gets pushed out of bounds at around the 15-yard line. I think they're going to officially mark it at the 16, which will be an 11-yard gain. So it'll be second down and a yard or yard and a half.
He deserves some good runs and to get loose. After the workhorsing he had to do the first couple of games against Stonewall defenses, I love seeing Hinkson break through.
And it's tough. You got to have that back to kind of get you those yards. And Liebrook makes a couple of guys miss.
Touchdown.
Lowers that shoulder, and Wyatt Liebrook into the end zone for a Golden Bear touchdown.
What was that, 16 yards?
16 yards.
And look at the clock. We used up 4 plus some of the first quarter minutes. So that was
about a Holy Innocents drive. Once again, a standard Holy Innocents drive there as they just move the ball down the field despite some of those penalties. And Chris Carrillo again on for the extra point here for the Bears. And low snap, gets the hold down, kick is up and good. And we have a 14-0 lead here for the Bears. So same kind of story as the first quarter so far, Coach. It's been a couple of good runs, penalty. Couple of good runs, penalty that backs you up. But they were able to capitalize on both of those drives and kind of overcome those things. And again, that's something that wasn't done last week. So we talked about they're going to come in, and we said they're going to play well. They're going to move the football, right? And they're coming in and they're moving the football and they're finishing drives. Despite the penalties, they're still able to finish drives tonight.
Yeah, I still don't want to be in the locker room at halftime because I think Coach Winter's going to have a couple things to address. And we're on the other side of the field, so we won't hear it. But
who knows? We might hear it.
we might hear it. I mean, this is you talk about the preseason where you have those 6 games. This is where it all counts. This is where everything has to start coming together. So if you can learn and still get a win, just keep getting better. So just get the region win, keep getting better, get ready for Mount Vernon,
which will be another tough game. Another tough game going down the stretch. So go into your bye week with a win. You have an early afternoon game after that. And then it kind of starts the real home stretch. It'll start to get a little cooler outside. Then you really know it's football weather. It's unusually warm in late October here. I almost had to wear shorts because it was warm outside. I couldn't believe it. But it's a beautiful night for football. And the Bears lead 14-0 here with 8:37 left to go in the second quarter. We're going to see that defense once again for the Bears. And again, Bo Maxwell making a couple of big plays down near the end zone, and a big hit on the quarterback in the first quarter we had, and some tough hitting early on in this first quarter, and an interception. They give it to Burris, who has all kinds of space up the middle, and again, that's the big tight end who's just kind of rolling with some defenders, and he's going to get all the way up to the 37-yard line. So a big 17-yard play.
I was about to say, let them run the ball, and they did, 17 yards. Yeah, he just rumbled right. Had a big hole. Good offensive line did a good job right there, opening up a hole for him.
And that is a little different look at the running back spot when you have your tight end kind of lined up in the shotgun formation with your quarterback. So a much bigger guy to bring down. Back to block here, and Jones with the pass, and a good hit low. I believe that was Tyquan Alexander. He goes low on the receiver to make sure he brings him down, and that was Skylar Jordan. Again, delivered from Connor Jones.
Simple slant. And we're at 7:50, clock running, second quarter, 14-0 Bears if you just joined us.
Shotgun formation once again. Burris coming out of that halfback spot, the big tight end.
There you go.
And he's going to get hit, and he's going to get stopped by, we'll say, the whole defensive line.
Yeah, that was pretty much
the entire defensive line in there on the stop.
Give him a yard.
And Malady led the way there. And he came up, that Malady, on the last play when Burris got that big gain. He came back and smacked the field in kind of disgust with himself. So you had to kind of figure he was going to come back with a tough play, and there he was leading the way on that one. So 3rd down and 3. He'll roll out to the left. He has to square his feet. And again, when you have a right-handed quarterback,
yeah, that's right,
and you roll out to the left side, and another penalty is going to be called way late.
Way after the play. Dead ball.
And I believe this is going to be taunting of some kind.
It's on us. And then we were going to get the ball back in pretty good field position because their punter hadn't booted it too far yet. But
Coach Winter is not too happy about that one.
No, I'm going to keep my seat here at halftime. What? Oh.
And I couldn't quite see who the penalty was on there, but
Yeah.
it nonetheless it was an extremely silly penalty.
And here's a timeout where, we don't want to be in the middle of that one. Yeah, that was a key play. They were about to punt it to us. We're up 14-0. They haven't stopped us yet.
And 7 minutes on the clock, right?
Yeah.
And that's prime. That's prime, Coach Winter. Let's take this 7 minutes with a 21-0 lead and go into halftime.
And get the ball back to start the third quarter.
And that's exactly what he had to be thinking there. But kind of a really silly penalty on the Bears to kind of get that. It was after the play. It was over with, and you get 15 yards. So Coach Winter out talking to the referees here, and again, it was a play where the defender was very excited that we stopped him on third down. They kind of were talking back and forth, and out comes the penalty. So you don't want to criticize the referees, and that's not what I'm going to do. But it was a questionable call, but it was a call nonetheless, and it's something that you can't do. So we will move on. The Bears will have to stop them again here to get the football back.
Yeah, I've noticed high school football, you can't taunt and you can't celebrate. You can't watch the NFL and copy a lot of that stuff. You bring that to high school field and you get 15 yards.
Yeah, you got to reel it in just a little bit when you're younger. So it'll be 1st down and 10 here as the Storm in Bears territory at the 40-yard line. And back with O'Leary, and O'Leary gets hit hard by a couple of different defenders there. And I think that was Jacoby Murray and Nick Morgan.
Mm-hmm. That's 2 freshmen. I think Nick Morgan's a freshman. Isn't he a freshman?
Nick Morgan is a freshman. Yep, so 2 freshmen in on the hit for that Bears defense. Bring up 2nd down and 11. O'Leary and Jones in the backfield for the Storm. Another hard count. He will look to the sideline to get kind of the audible in the play from the sideline. And another quick pass, and it is dropped. And a big hit in that secondary as well.
Another big play. Got 3rd and 11 here.
Intended for Skylar Jordan on the kind of the quick slant.
6:13 on the clock. Hope you're joining us out there. Keith White, Russell Harrell, Frank Cornwell, Stephen J. Raj saying hello from the booth. Bears up 14-0, almost midway through the 2nd quarter.
3rd down and 11, another opportunity here for the Bears to get off the field. And again, kind of a right down the seam and almost picked off. Bo Maxwell couldn't quite get to that ball. It was overthrown, but Maxwell really wanted to get to that football and kind of intercept that one again for the 2nd time in the first half. But it drops down incomplete, and we will see another 4th down here for the offense of the Storm. And it looks like, again, they're going to go for it, so no punting for the Storm. And they've been pretty successful throwing the football here in the first half.
Yeah, I will look for him to roll right. And had some there. There he goes.
And a blitz comes from the Bears, and they're going to bring down Jordan in the backfield. And a fantastic play. Jacoby Murray again with excellent pursuit. And when you blitz, it kind of lets you one-on-one. And Jacoby Murray was in on the hit, and a late flag just again on the field. A late flag.
There is a flag on the play.
Of course there is.
It's getting a little out of hand, I believe, here in the first half. So
it's on them. Okay. So we can decline this, yes? No, you take it and we have the ball.
it'll be assessed after the turnover on downs. And so the Bears with excellent starting field position. And I would like to know what a record for penalty flags is in a half, in all honesty. I would love to know.
Well, one game that comes to mind a couple years ago at Hebron Christian, we had the holding call down pat. I mean, it was. I don't remember the number, but you pretty much counted on it in the first half. Okay.
And it looks like the referees.
There you go. Run the clock. Let's play. There you go.
So 5:52 left and counting here in the second quarter. Bears with the football, starting the possession at the 40-yard line. Nichols is going to drop back. He has a man down the middle of the field.
Open. Nice.
And just overthrows him again. And that was Zach Jackson running that seam route, almost the exact same play they ran in the first quarter. And Jackson again had his man beat in the middle of the hashes, and just not able to connect with him was Nichols.
Very simple route. He's just outrunning the defenders. You know.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them. So second down and 10 now. Nichols going to hand off to Hinkson. Fights his way through in the middle of kind of the entire line and able to fall forward with a solid gain of about 6 or 7 yards.
Clock moving. You're at 5:20.
Going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Bears.
So third down and right in the wheelhouse here for the Bears offense at 4 yards. 3.5, 4 yards, we'll call it. Nichols under center. And hand off to Lybrook, and Lybrook making a couple of guys miss. Wyatt Lybrook dragging defenders, still won't go down inside the 10-yard line, and Wyatt Lybrook having himself a first half. Another tough run from Wyatt Lybrook, and he gets all the way down to the 7-yard line. Bears going hurry up here, no huddle, and they will get right to the line of scrimmage, and Nichols under center, and a quick play call. And again, they're going to give it to Lybrook, who scurries into the end zone with a lead block from Bomar once again, and it is a touchdown Bears. 7-yard touchdown run is Wyatt Lybrook. And have yourself a first half, young man.
Yeah, that's what they needed. 21, and like we said, we get the ball back to start the third quarter. And impressive. Yes, I love the fact that Marshall Nichols is such a great punter, but we've seen him punt less than 5 times this year.
It's better when we don't have to watch him punt, I think.
I hope he practices on the. He's going to Mississippi State to punt, which is great, but in the games.
I'm okay with not needing him to punt in the games.
Yeah.
I think we're all okay with that. 21-0. Bears up on the Storm. 4:43 left to go in the first half. Though, despite all those obstacles, despite all those penalties, despite all those setbacks here in the first half, the Bears able to finish the drives, even on difficulties. Is 2nd and 31, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16, 2nd and 12. All these negative yards, which you don't want in the triple option. They've been able to capitalize tonight and kind of finish the drives really, really well here in the first half.
It's like we're shooting ourselves in the foot just to see if we can get out of it. So far we have. Like I said, we haven't punted. We haven't turned it over.
And going forward, right, it's something to obviously watch out for going forward when you start playing teams like Wesleyan and start playing teams like Hebron and start playing teams, as you get kind of further into the season, that you want to obviously eliminate those things. And obviously Coach Winter knows that as well, obviously. So the Bears rolling so far tonight, 21-0. And Carrillo's kick from the 40. Again, end over end, beautiful kick by Chris Carrillo will land right at the eye in that end zone, and it will be a touchback.
Well, it's kind of like last week. We turned it over 3 times, and George Walton turned it into 21 points. A good team will take advantage. I'm not ripping on Providence.
No.
But teams will make you pay. You can't keep playing with fire, I guess.
You're absolutely right, and that's kind of what I was alluding to as well, right? You said it probably better than I did, but it's when you're facing teams that have a better defense and you get in those 2nd and 31 positions.
Then
right?
we see Marshall Nichols
punt. Then we see
punt.
Marshall Nichols punt, and that's exactly what you don't want to happen. So, we were on the same page there, I think. The thoughts were on the same page. The Bears defense looking to stop them again and get the football back here for the offense before the first half ends. And we will see Connor Jones in the backfield. Again, rolls out to the left, sets his feet just a little bit wide, this time of freshman receiver Caleb Lee.
Jones' pass intended for number 15, Caleb Lee, falls incomplete. That'll bring up the 2nd and 10.
So again, they run that quick kind of rollout, either left or right. But again, when you have a right-handed quarterback and you're rolling out to the left side, it's difficult to throw across your body. It's dangerous. And so when he's able to kind of get his feet set, he's a little more accurate. But the more you bring pressure on that from the defensive front seven, that's when you kind of see him not square up his shoulders and his hips, and that's what causes some of those incompletions.
Yeah. All right, what are we doing? Oh, he's waiting on the play. I was like, okay. Yep.
I thought the refs were stopping it as well.
Yeah.
We were going to question it again. Again, rolls out to the left side, sets his feet this time, and a fantastic catch. And he's still going. He's still not down inside the 40 of the Bears. And I believe that was a one-handed catch by Skylar Jordan.
That was a good catch, sure was. And it was a good run after the catch.
It honestly was fantastic coverage by the Bears. But Skylar Jordan goes up and gets it with his left hand and kind of cradles that football with one hand. And that was a great catch by Jordan. Again, great defense by Taekwon in the secondary.
Yeah,
just a really good catch as well. So, again, not a lot of time has been taken off the clock, but the Bears looking to get another stop here. And Burris again in motion, the big tight end. And roll out to the right side this time. They were looking for Burris.
Incomplete. And
incomplete again to the receiver, Caleb Lee. And it kind of hit off the foot of Drew Bomar there. He went to tackle the receiver. The receiver dropped the ball, and it went behind him and hit Drew Bomar in the feet. So it drops down incomplete for second down and 10 now for the Storm.
3:55. Yeah, our secondary having a busy night, but so far so good.
Again, Providence Christian not in the biggest of rushes here. The clock is stopped. They're going to take a lot of this time. They have a small roster. They don't have a lot of guys on their roster, so a lot of guys are playing both ways. And there's Jones again throwing it up and knocked away. Maxwell was in the area, and so was Donovan Johnson. Not a lot gets through those two. So when they're back there together, and it looked like it honestly looked like Maxwell was going to get a hand on it and kind of intercept it, but Johnson came in and make sure the receiver didn't catch that football, and that would have been inside the 20-yard line. So third down and 10 now for the Storm.
Stop them here, maybe put some more points on the board.
And again, the problem with the Storm, if you're throwing the football this much, the clock is going to stop with incompletions, and that's going to leave the Bears some time to run their offense before the first half ends. And they're going to give it to O'Leary, who gets hit hard by three defenders of the Bears and gets taken down after a short gain of 1.5 yards. Padgett leading the way for that defense. Again, that keeps the clock going.
Yeah, we're at 3:25 and rolling.
And 2 timeouts for Holy Innocents and one timeout
that's correct.
For Providence.
Yeah, they used 2 in the first quarter.
I'm not going to let this play clock go all the way down. We'll see if they go for it. It looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they sure are.
So 4th down and 8. Bears looking to put the offense back on the field. And, again, it was Bo Maxwell. Did he get his feet in? And they're going to say he was out of bounds.
Well, 4th down, I hope he didn't intercept it.
You're right.
We get the ball way up here.
You're right, and that was a pass. Again, all the offensive linemen kind of dove at the defensive lineman's legs. They weren't going to stand up and block. The quarterback Jones kind of releases that real quick down the sideline. Again, looking for the same play to Skylar Jordan, and this time it was incomplete. And the Bears will get the football at the 36-yard line. So we'll see what the Bears can do here with 3 minutes on the clock. See if they can come down and get another touchdown and go up 28-0. Nichols drops the football in the backfield, able to pick it up and nowhere to go. As Marshall Nichols will just kind of, I think he took a knee back there because it looked like he was about to get hit and the ball was loose. So a big loss there on first down. It'll be second down and looks like he lost, 8 yards?
Yeah.
So second down around 18.
Well, we've been here before. Kick it outside to Taekwon. Is he out there?
I believe I think it's Donovan Johnson.
Well, that works. Oh, well, they heard me, but.
Flag on the play.
And another penalty is going to come down here on the Bears. I think we've reached double digits in the first half.
We really have.
And Coach Winter, again, not too happy, kind of throwing his hands up down here on the sideline. Not too happy with these, with a lot of these calls. And again, so 2nd down and 18. And now it'll be 2nd down and 23.
Yeah,
maybe 24, depending on where the official spot is here. So 2nd down and 24. Nichols with a quick pass and out of the reach of his receiver, Zach Jackson. And now you're in a tough spot here, 3rd down, and I think it's past. I think the scoreboard says 3rd and 19, but I think it's a little farther than that.
Oh no, it's well. It's, yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's. I would guess like 3rd and 24.
That's what I thought, but either way, they have to get to the 46-yard line to get a 1st down. It is 3rd down for the Bears offense.
There's the quick pitch.
And there's the quick pitch. It looks like Providence was expecting it. Taekwon tries to get outside, gets some of that yards back.
Oh, it will.
And that should be a late hit out of bounds. He drug him down well out of bounds. No penalty. And it'll be 4th down and a little more manageable. Will we see Marshall, what we just talked about? I guess we get what we.
Yeah, there we go.
I guess we get what we wish for sometimes, right? We talk about his punting. And this is the first time I've seen him punt in. It's been a while. It's been at least a few games. So this will change the field position really well, as Nichols is going to punt from about the 20-yard line, takes those couple of steps and punts from the 20, and end-over-end kick. It'll be fielded at the 29-yard line, and that is Adrian Knuckles.
There's a clip right there. Oh wow. There it is. They called it.
And three penalties, 3 flags down in the middle of the field during that run. That'll bring it back.
The first one was at the 45. It was blocking the back, very plain. If I can see it, I know those guys got to be able to see it. And then, this should come back unless we did a couple of things with the other 2 flags.
Those flags are in prime position for blocking the back. So, especially on a punt return. So we'll wait and see the official word again. But you have to think that that's probably a block in the back. And that'll bring it way back. They threw 2 penalty flags. One's at around midfield, and I think they picked the other one up. It was a little farther back in their own territory. So it depends on where the block in the back was called. It'll be a spot foul. And let's see.
There we go. The one I saw was at the Providence 45.
So we'll see the official call here.
They're waving the flag off.
And no.
The flag is waved off.
No,
I'm not. I'm
gonna move on. Let's move on, Coach, because no penalty.
That was as plain as I've ever seen a block in the back. When the punt returner changed fields, that happens all the time because everybody's back's turned.
Absolutely.
And our kid got plowed. But anyway.
And if you ever think about wanting to be a coach, refer back to this game and say, could I keep my cool as a coach?
Yeah, that I would be
right on a football field. Can I keep my cool as a coach during all of this that's gone on?
And there were 2 flags, and what they do? They waved them both off.
And this has got to be a false start. Maybe we'll get one right tonight, Coach. What do you think?
We're due.
So it is a false start on Providence. That'll back them up to around the 45-yard line, 45.5-yard line or so. 1:49 left to go in the second quarter. Bears defense looking to come up strong one more time here in the first half.
There's our deep safety.
Jones again and throws it deep, and there's Maxwell who's who's loving playing safety tonight, I think, because the quarterback of Providence Christian, Connor Jones, is just kind of lofting him up there and letting his receivers go up and catch him. And Maxwell is running, feels like he's running sideline to sideline.
He looks exactly like a center fielder.
He does.
I mean, he's just chasing the ball down from deep. And he got an interception over here in the end zone. He's knocked a couple down.
He's almost had 2 more interceptions. One his feet were out of bounds down here, so he's kind of been running all over the place. And again, a quick out to Ellis, and he goes inside the 40. The clock will continue to roll down at the 44-yard line. And I think I've seen that play about five or 6 times in the first half. And Christian Padgett in on the tackle, who's been really active defensively for the Bears as well, Christian Padgett.
Yeah, and he's caught a touchdown pass or so this year, I remember. And clock is running at 1:10.
Be third down. And Jones again throws it
incomplete.
Throws it deep around the 21-yard line and throws it incomplete. The ball will hit the ground, and it'll be fourth down and 9. And again, Caleb Lee, the freshman wide receiver. Providence fielding 3 freshman wide receivers and a sophomore quarterback. And that's tough. That's tough. So it'll be fourth down and 9. The Bears again looking to get off the field here on defense. And a quick out, and again, that ball just didn't quite get there. And that's a tough pass from the far side of the pocket to throw it all the way across the field and get it there when facing pressure. And the young sophomore throws it incomplete. The Bears will regain here with about a minute left and 2 timeouts. And you get aggressive here if you're Coach Winter. You try to throw it a couple of times with Marshall Nichols. You stay to your run game and use those timeouts pretty well. Do you take it wide with Taekwon? Do you go up the middle with Lybrook, who's had extreme success in the first half?
Yeah. It's I like when they kick it wide. But it's been set up so well by Joe Hinkson and Wyatt Lybrook.
Yep.
Running up the middle.
Zach Jackson, the wide receiver.
Double
it's going to be a double pass. And Zach Jackson nowhere to go. He's going to reverse field, and he gets taken down in the backfield. He just got tripped up, and he had all kinds of space on the far side of the field, but he just gets tripped up. And maybe he kind of rolled his ankle there.
Now, after that play, I might rethink. The clock's running with 35 seconds. We're at second down and 20 or 19, whatever. But, no, he calls timeout.
I think it's worth a shot, right? 21-0. Maybe you drop Marshall back and let him kind of throw one deep. You put a couple of receivers out there. Maybe you put Bo Maxwell in, let him go up and try to get one. He's been doing that on defense, right? Jumping up on and making some interceptions and such on defense. So see if he can do something, or you try to break one with Donovan Johnson going on the outside. So a lot of different opportunities here for this Bears offense. But with one more timeout, and I think there's 38 seconds,
something like
36 seconds on the first quarter clock. So we will see, and Bo Maxwell is in the game on offense. And Taekwon is in the backfield. It looks like Joe Hinkson and Drew Bomar in the backfield as well.
Okay.
Taekwon in motion. They're going to pitch it out wide. He gets one good block. Lee uses those blockers, trying to get out of bounds, and he does to stop the clock at 27 seconds. So only uses about 9 seconds on the clock. Able to pick up a pretty substantial amount of yards there on second down. So it'll be third down and I think 5 yards here for the Bears, which is much more manageable.
Yeah, it sure is.
And again, one timeout, 27 seconds left on the clock.
Little hook and ladder action.
That worked a few weeks ago, didn't it?
We've seen that before. Maxwell to Taekwon from Marshall Nichols. Well, we're going to pitch
and again, pitch it out wide. That's Donovan Johnson. Not a lot of space. He gets taken down in bounds. And that'll be fourth down. So we'll see what they do here. Out of timeouts with 18 seconds remaining. And we'll see what the Bears come up with here. Fourth down and 4 yards. Fourth down and 4. So, but again, 18 seconds on the clock. If you go for it, If you don't get it, you only have to make 1 or 2 stops before the half is over.
Yeah, he'll go for it. First down will stop the clock. Of course, then you got 18 seconds. I don't know. Zach Jackson's been open.
He has. He's had some great seam routes. You try to go there one more time.
I mean, he's beat 2 men 2 times. He maybe loft the pass a little more, but you got that option. You got Bo Maxwell. You got Christian Paget. It's too bad Cardian's still out because that's a good pair of hands, a tall body to throw it to.
Hope that he gets back healthy.
Well, it looks like Nichols is going to punt it. It looks like.
Interesting. So time always, I guess.
Hard count.
Back deep, Adrian Knuckles for the Storm.
And Knuckles is back deep for the Storm.
I think they're going to snap it to Maxwell. Nope.
Back to Nichols it goes, and the punt is up and away, and that is a beautiful kick. Fair catch.
He fumbled it.
And Providence Christian jumps on it. And, man, that was an opportunity.
Oh, wow.
If you were the Bears to jump on that football with 6 seconds left to run a couple of plays. Whew.
They almost gave us one.
And that was K.J. Kemp back there kind of diving on it for the Storm, which turned out to be a huge play.
Don't they train you inside the 10, just let the punt?
You are supposed to do that.
Just let it drop.
Yes. Sometimes it's the 5, depending on it, but most of the time it's the 10. You're not supposed to. When you call a fair catch, it's probably better to let it go. Now that one had some airtime on it, and you had some defenders from Holy Innocents back there, but that was a tough one. But again, that's what Marshall Nichols can do as a punter, right?
Yeah,
that's what he can do. He puts air on the ball and punts it 50, 60 yards, and it makes it difficult to catch.
And this is gonna do it right here.
O'Leary will take the ball, lose a couple, and that is going to do it for the first half. An up and down first half, but the Bears take a halftime lead of 21-0 over Providence Academy, and we will come back. And again, a little extended halftime.
We got a little homecoming action coming up, and but 21-0, we get the ball back, and
we'll see how the second half plays out.
There you go. We'll be back.
Good evening, fans. It's now time for our homecoming court procession. Let's start the evening by recognizing young crown bearers from this afternoon. Juliet Toledo from the class of 2032. She is the daughter of Donna and Andy Toledo. And Braxton Brown from the class of 2032. He is the son of Stephanie and Jim Brown. Now let's give a warm welcome back again to two of our beloved alumni. Our 2019 homecoming king, Mr. Jack Felton. Jack is now attending the University of Georgia. He is an accounting major. And our 2019 homecoming queen, Miss Mary Camille Quigley. Mary Camille is attending the University of Georgia and is majoring in finance. Our 2020 court begins with the freshmen from the class of 2024. Freshman, Angelo Ramirez, son of Blues Ramirez. Freshman Giselle Carmen, daughter of Catherine Brown and Aaron Carmen. Freshman Grayson Roberts, daughter of Shannon and Marshall Roberts. And freshman Jack Rankin, son of Carolyn and John Rankin. From the class of 2023, sophomore Zoe Woods, daughter of Jennifer and Todd Woods. From the class of 2022, junior Alex Newberg, son of Jennifer Gelber and Eric Newberg. Junior Claire Slatterer, daughter of Claudia and Daniel Slatterer. Junior Mary Beth Wilkins, daughter of Shannon Neese and Bo Wilkins. And the junior prince, Ethan Reuter, son of Dorothy and Chris Reuter. From the class of 2021, senior prince, Taekwon Alexander, son of Doris Alexander. Senior princess, Hannah Herman, daughter of Lonnie and Will Herman. Senior prince, Marshall Nichols, son of Elizabeth and Nick Nichols. Senior prince, Spencer Pearson, son of Kelly Pearson. again, let's hear it for the king and the queen and their court. Now, Bears fans, please direct your attention to the field as we welcome our 2020 varsity and junior varsity football cheerleaders. This year's junior varsity cheerleaders are coached by Carmen Weissman and Carrie Wheelis, and our varsity cheerleaders are coached by Amanda Peckham and Emily Parson. Let's meet them. For the JV, freshman, Summer Copeland, Cam Court, Caroline Hayes, Anna Huskin, Carter McMillan, Shaw Patton, Hadley Pewitt, Grayson Roberts, and Ava Winley. Our sophomores, Ansley Coleman, Holly Hahn, Caroline House, Ann Callis, Ellie Milliken, Margot Michelet. Let's give a big hand for our junior varsity cheerleaders. And now for the varsity cheerleaders, our juniors, Mary Lou Hudgens, Ava Ledbetter, Abigail Nichols, Eliza Pappas, Cindy Spiva, Mary Bowden Wilkins, Claire Wyatt, Haley Zerillo, and our seniors, Kate Bell, Ansley Betts, Jules Ford, Kate Huskin, Aston Lee, and Maddie Sudlow, and our senior captains, Paige Asarch, May Harvey, and Charlotte Smith.
C-R-I-M-S-O-N,
take back everything you want, so let me get up there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want, so we can do just what you like.
All right. That was harsh. All right, go ahead.
Welcome back into the Golden Bear Network. Golden Bears up 21-0 over Providence Christian, the Storm, and what a strange first half we had. The Bears were able to finish some drives. They were able to really kind of get themselves out of a hole, but that's the most penalties I think I've seen in the first half.
Well, that's like I told you a while ago. If I had to write this game up, which I'm going to have to do in a couple hours, I would say we dug ourselves in holes just to see if we could get out of them. Now, fortunately, we did most of the times. But, you know, we had 2nd and 30-something when Taekwon got the yards back, and we were able to – we had to finish just to get back to the line of scrimmage, and then we had to finish the drive. So, yeah, I'm sure Coach Winter, you know, he kept them in the locker room a long time, and I'm glad I wasn't in that locker room, even though we're up 21-0.
Yeah, and again, it feels like a weird 21-0 lead, right? Because Wyatt Lybrook has 2 touchdowns in that first half. We were talking about him off air at halftime, right? Wyatt Lybrook and Joe Hinkson really kind of dominating the ground game for the Bears, and we've had some opportunities to throw some passes, and Marshall, you know, just overthrows. Overthrows Zach Jackson a couple of times in the seam.
Right.
But I mean, man, was it close! And Zach Jackson's been able to kind of beat some of the receivers, and so there was an opportunity there to kind of extend this lead. But the defense held up there at the end of the first half as well.
I was about to give love to the defense. Bo Maxwell had an interception. Jacoby Murray had a big sack. Yeah, but even on the defensive side, we'd stop them, and then a penalty would give them another chance.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we kept digging holes. But again, fortunately, we're up 20. It's good when you can learn from your mistakes when you're still winning. You know, last week we didn't.
Yeah. No,
I mean, we learned, but we didn't win.
And listen, we talked about it, right? We talked about they're going to come into this game and they're going to want to finish some drives, and this is an opportunity, right? When you're playing a team that's maybe not quite as talented, very young. Providence Christian's very young, right? And not quite as talented as George Walton is. And we were still in that game last week after 3 turnovers.
Yeah.
Right?
We
and we're not turning the ball over tonight. Now we're having a ton of penalties, so it's a different issue.
Right.
But we're not turning the ball over and gifting them 7 points when they only have to go 20 yards and putting the defense in a tough spot.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, there were a lot of good things. You know, defense looked good. You know, we kept them off the board. Good running. You talked about Hinkson and Lybrook. Taekwon got outside a couple times. Marshall Nichols. We had one little miscue from center to Marshall, but otherwise he's taking care of the ball. And a lot of good things, but unfortunately there were a lot of yellow things that were laying out on the field after plays, during plays.
But like you said, able to overcome them, and that's a Coach Winter coached team, right? And that's what we expect. Never to give up as they haven't. So Skylar Jordan to kick off, and it's an onside kick and taken by the great hands of Zach Jackson.
There you go.
And he just falls right to the ground. Super smart play. And listen, I don't blame Providence Christian at all for trying something like that.
I don't either.
The problem is it went to probably the only person on the field that you didn't want to kick it to, and that's Zach Jackson.
So good field position for Marshall Nichols and company. Hope you're joining us. Starting the second half, 21-0 up.
Looks like Hinkson, Nichols, Johnson, and Bomar in the backfield here for the Bears. Starting at their own 47-yard line after the onside kick attempt. Hand off to Hinkson.
Picked up about 4, I think.
Yeah, I think he fell forward past the 50 to around the 49.
The initial hit for the Storm is number 58, Alex Cunningham.
Alex Cunningham from that defensive lineman spot for the Storm, able to wrap up Hinkson there.
Now, I hope this comes into play. If you're up by more than 30 after 3 quarters, it's a running clock in the fourth quarter. Of course, you know, we're just starting the third, but
I feel like that was an unusually long first half. It felt like
second quarter was.
Yeah, it felt like it took a long time, which is not a normal Holy Innocents game. So Johnson takes the carry, I believe.
Yeah, the second quarter was long.
And he is going to get hit pretty quickly.
Yeah.
He'll get a yard maybe.
Yeah, he got a yard.
So it'll be third down and around
I'd say 5.
5 or 6 yards. They officially say 3rd and 5, and again, the into Storm territory. Again, Hinkson, Bomar, Nichols, and Johnson in the backfield. And they'll give it to Hinkson, and that might be false start or illegal motion. I'm not 100% sure. We'll start the second half as we started the first. Ooh, might be on the defense.
No, he looks like he's walking our way, and we're retreating.
Okay.
Neutral zone infraction on the Bears.
Yeah.
So neutral zone infraction on the offense, which you don't see called very often. It's usually a false start or a legal motion, something like that. But
Back at our original line of scrimmage now.
and back we go. So third down and 10 for the Bears. And again, it's Hinkson, Johnson, and Bomar,
is.
and this Taekwon in,
He's-
not
he's-
Donovan Johnson. So Taekwon takes it wide,
He's got it. He's got it.
makes one arm tackler and kind of drags him forward past the first down for a gain of 12 and a first down for the Bears and Taekwon Alexander.
Joseph Cook.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of blocking on that. You know, you got a talented, speedy guy like Taekwon, and they're blocking really well for him. And he's, I think there's only been one play when they kind of trapped him a little bit, but otherwise, he's had a good night with that.
And again, you pointed it out in the first half, Coach, is that when you're able to run Liebrook and Hinkson up the middle,
Right.
it really kind of opens up those edges. And the delayed handoff to Johnson kind of stumbles forward a little bit, makes two guys miss, still going and falls forward inside the 30-yard line. Donovan Johnson with an excellent run, and he will pick up a first down for the Bears.
Brought down by number 21, Sean Anthony Benza. That's going to be another Bears first down.
So again, moving the football, Liebrook out.
Yeah. Get a score here. And, you know, we like what we've seen about, the defense in the first half was solid, particularly against the run. And the secondary was good with, who's that?
Bo Maxwell.
As a flag.
Flag on the play.
And another penalty flag is down on the play. And we'll wait again. It looks like it's going to be on the offense.
Yep.
And
Was that holding?
it
Ball
is.
is holding on the
Yeah.
Bears.
And another penalty on the Bears will back them up again. So a little 20-minute break at halftime doesn't break up what kind of happened there in the first half. Christian Padgett, Donovan Johnson are coming out. Taekwon and Zach Jackson will head back into the game as we're under that 9-minute mark here in the third quarter. And it'll bring up first down and 19. Is that what that? I think it says first down and around 19 or 20 yards.
I think that's pretty accurate, actually.
So Nichols under center. And Zach Jackson in at wide receiver at the top of your screen. Drew Bomar in the backfield.
I would imagine too much time.
Call of delay game against the Bears.
Another penalty flag on the Bears. And that'll move them back 5 more.
So now we got first and
25?
Yeah,
24?
I was going to say 24.
I don't know if the Bears have ever faced a first or second down and 20-plus yards this many times in one game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough spot, and you just keep climbing out, and Taekwon out wide,
There it goes.
and
there
just
it goes.
using that speed, he's going to get down to the 30-yard line, and that is almost a late hit.
Alexander on the carry.
And Alan Hartley from his linebacker spot just held up and hitting Taekwon out of bounds. Gets a lot of that yardage back, and he'll It'll bring up, I think, second down around 11.
Yeah,
so he
second
got
11.
about, 12, 13 yards.
Yeah, so he got most of it back. And, of course, this is 4-down territory, probably.
So second down and 11 officially. How long before they try that seam route with Zach Jackson again? Nichols is going to keep it for the first time.
I was about to say he hadn't.
And look, right on cue, right? Third quarter. That's when they like for that quarterback to start keeping the ball. And he gets about maybe 1 or 2 yards, 3 yards maybe. So third and we'll call it 7.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. We're at 7:55 and running. Well, we're running a lot of clock a lot of times because it takes a while to go backwards and forward. So that's one way that we're running a lot of clock in this game.
And the penalties stop the clock, but then you have to you have a couple extra downs, and then it makes them run because all you're doing is running out of that triple option. So we're running a lot of clock, but there's also been a lot of stoppages because of the amount of penalties that have been called this game. So third down and 7.
There it is.
And Johnson gets a lead block who takes out 2 defenders. Donovan Johnson nowhere to go, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. So field goal? Go for it?
Well, that'd be a pretty good field goal. That'd be 28. That'd be about a 45-yarder. He's kicked a 44-yarder this year.
That's right in kind of the max for Carrillo, I think.
Yeah.
But they are going to go for it, I believe, as Johnson is going to exit and Christian Padgett will enter for him. And Taekwon will come in as well.
Let's go, boys.
And again, 4th down and 8. That play clock is ticking away. And we'll see what the Bears have here on 4th down.
Quick pitch left.
Taekwon makes one guy miss, follows his blockers.
He's got it.
Inside, then back outside with a lead blocker. And Taekwon Alexander is going to get down. I think he might have stepped out a little outside of the 10-yard line. But nonetheless, it will be a first down for the Bears. And Taekwon has been clutch on 3rd downs. He's been able to really pick up chunks of yards there on 3rd down and long scenarios. And another one here for Taekwon and the Bears. So a new set of downs here for Marshall Nichols and company. And they can get another first down at around the 1-yard line. So it is not a goal-to-go scenario. It's first down and 10 at the 11. Nichols to Lybrook. Lybrook spins off a couple of guys and falls forward. I think he gets to around the 6. So it'll be a gain of 5 on first down.
I'm really liking the pinball nickname with him because he gets hit, he spins around, he bounces, but he keeps moving forward while he's bouncing.
I think it's very applicable to how he runs the football and just kind of bounces out. And Michael Cox was obviously the same way, right? He had that same skill set where he was able to just kind of bounce really around guys, through guys, all kinds. But Lybrook really running hard tonight and really kind of making a lot of guys miss. And Joe Hinkson picks up this carry and gets down inside the 5 to around the 3-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and very short. Officially 3rd and 1. And there is
Nichols. He's in.
Nichols is going to keep it for his first touchdown of the night. And Marshall Nichols goes in to make the score 27-0 pending the extra point, and a 3-yard touchdown run for Marshall Nichols.
Had a big hole over there. It looked good.
That left side has really been wide open. That's where they're getting a lot of those yards. Lybrook has had a real success over that left side. Taekwon able to go around that left side and go wide a couple of times as well. And they take advantage of it once again with Nichols keeping the football untouched into the end zone. Carrillo's extra point is up and good. And we have a 28-0 football game here on homecoming for the Golden Bears with 5:15 left in the 3rd quarter. It is all Holy Innocents, 28-0, despite I think maybe a record number of penalties in this ball game, but they're able to overcome it and be up 28-0 in 4 scores.
And used up 6 minutes, 45 seconds of the drive. This started with an onside kick that didn't work for them. Zach Jackson recovered it. And we eventually found our way into the end zone. Some good runs again. As you said, Nichols starting to run the ball a couple times. Yeah, it looks like maybe wearing down their defensive line a little bit.
And that's when Holy Innocents gets you, right? We've talked about that in the past as well. That first half, if they can get a couple of scores on the board and kind of get some momentum, that late in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, your defensive line is all of a sudden they're huffing and puffing, right? Their hands are on their knees, they're catching some air, especially with a team like Providence who doesn't have a big roster,
they
right?
don't know. You look on their sideline over there.
I think I counted between 25 and 30 total on their roster.
Right, and then you look at our bench. We've got, I think we started at one time we had like 49, I think, and that's an old number. So with injuries and 3 months later, there's no telling what that is now, but seems like we started with around 49 back in August,
which gives you some depth a little bit, right? But when you only have 25 to 30 kids playing football, it's very difficult to get them a breather and keep them kind of fresh the entire game. So Carrillo's kick ends up in the end zone, and it'll be another touchback. I think he has 4 kickoffs and 4 touchbacks tonight.
He does. I do believe he does. So
and 4 extra points, obviously, for Carrillo as well.
Carrillo's doing a good job. One of our good soccer players. And he's got, like I say, he's got a 44-yard field goal this year to his credit. Got a pretty good range. Looks like his legs gotten stronger as the year's gone on. It seemed like early in the year, there was some returnable kickoffs from him, but lately there has not been. So it looks like he's putting a lot of time and effort into it, and it shows. The
entire defensive line there coming up with a stop Malady in there at the bottom of that pile as well, but that was O'Leary on the carry out of the shotgun formation for the Storm. And Hayes Reifenberger in there, that typical defensive end spot that he's in. Malady anchoring the interior of that defensive line.
Reifenberger with a big sack last week, him and Jack McGinty in the key time that helped keep us in the game.
And Jones rolls out quickly to his left, finds his receiver. I think that's about maybe a half a yard short of the first down.
Very close. He got a good spot. He got a really good spot.
I think you're right. I think he got a really good spot, and that'll move the chain. So they're officially going to say first down.
That's good enough for a Storm first down.
And again, it's that same play that Connor Jones has been running all night.
Yeah.
Quick rollout and find your receiver right at that first down marker and just kind of drop down with the ball right at that marker. So this time he rolls out to the right, getting chased, and he's going to throw it out of bounds away from his intended target of Matthew Miller. And I believe that was Jacoby Murray again with some pressure in the backfield.
That was a wise play that he threw it away, because not only was Jacoby right on his tail, but our good coverage by our secondary once again. So he threw it to Coach Winter, I believe.
And I think that was Zach Jackson playing a little defensive back-end coverage as well.
I think it was.
First time we've really kind of noticed him playing defense tonight.
4:15 left third quarter. Bears chewed up most of the quarter so far on their first drive.
Connor Jones once again empty. He has O'Leary with him. He'll hand it off to him. O'Leary tries to follow those blockers. The hole closes up quick with Bear defenders, and he falls forward. He maybe gets 2.
Yeah.
It'll be third down and 8 yards.
Zach Jackson. Looks like Christian Paget was in on the tackle too.
So Zach Jackson and Tyquan switching sides of the field. Looks like Tyquan guarding the bigger wide receiver of Skylar Jordan, who made that excellent one-handed catch earlier down there for the Storm. But Tyquan was all over him.
That was a good catch, and it was a good run after the catch.
And great coverage.
And great coverage. Well-thrown ball.
Third down and 8. There's Jones rolls. Same play, and this one just kind of lofts up in the air, and that is pass interference.
Yeah, our guy never turned on the ball. Had he turned, it would have been very interceptable.
I like that. Interceptable.
Interceptable. I'm making up words here.
I like it. Interceptable.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Remind me not to write that. You get the red line under the word. Like, what are you talking about?
Right-click, add to dictionary.
Yeah.
Right-click, add to dictionary.
Yeah.
But that ball was just kind of thrown up for whoever's looking at it can go up and get it. And Zach wasn't looking for it and kind of ran into the receiver and brought him down. So automatic first down for the Storm. Stops the clock at 3:19. And once again, Nathan Griotti, Coach Dunn with you on the Golden Bear Network. And it is 28-0 Golden Bears. Jones will hand off to O'Leary once again. Finds a little bit of space and has some room up the sideline, but Donovan Johnson.
There's another one. Personal foul, 15 more yards. Late hit.
And Donovan Johnson with another late hit.
That's going to bring Todd Winter out onto the field in the defensive.
So they call face mask.
Okay,
that's. I was going to say that wasn't a late hit. He started the tackle inbounds.
Okay.
He started the tackle in. I thought they were going to call a late hit, which is what my concern was, and I was prepping myself to just hold my tongue a little bit. But a face mask is different because
face mask
if you face mask, you face mask, right?
To the 24. It's their deep. I believe this is their deepest penetration. 2 straight penalties, pass interference and face mask, plus a good run.
That's 45 yards
right there.
With the snap of your fingers. So, and another penalty is called. And false start.
And they're going to try to give some of it back to us.
And a false start on the Storm, so that'll back them up from the 24 to the 29, and it'll be first down and 15. So first down again and 15 for the Storm at the 29-yard line of the Bears, and O'Leary takes the handoff up the middle, and he will kind of dive forward back down to the 26, 27-yard line. So he'll get 3 or 4 there on first down. And Malady in on the tackle for that Bears defensive line.
Inside of 3 minutes.
Plays. We'll see as they've given it consistently here to O'Leary on this drive out of the shotgun formation. And it's going to be a false start. I think it's going to be on number 10. I think it's going to be on the quarterback, actually. He took a step back before taking the snap.
Yeah, he did. There you go.
Call a false start on the Storm.
That'll back them up 5 more yards.
To the 31.
So second down and...
Looks like I'd call it 16 or 17.
It's a good thing we practiced math, right? This week
we
took some lessons because today we're really having to.
Sadly, I subbed today in math. That's the sad part. I was the math teacher today, upper school math.
Oh,
when the kid comes in the room and sees you and starts laughing, you know there's a problem.
The irony of that after going through all of these penalties and adding up everything tonight is just too fitting. But just about 2 minutes left on the third quarter clock, and it is second down and 17 after back-to-back penalties on the Storm. And Connor Jones again just going to throw it out wide. He has his receiver, Skylar Jordan, and that's going to be a touchdown. And again, that's the same receiver who made that play earlier on in the game for the Storm, Skylar Jordan, kind of just on a, I guess you want to call it a go route or a fade and go route, something like that. But either way, he catches it right inside the 5-yard line and just kind of walks into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game for the Storm.
He was open by 3 steps. Simple route, just broke off the line, outran the defenders. Pretty well thrown ball.
They're going to go for 2 here to try to cut it to a 20-point lead for the Bears. Guess I should say a 20-point deficit, and the snap is wild and too high. O'Leary takes it and nowhere to go, and he's just going to get taken down for a loss of almost 15, 16 yards.
Drew Bomar.
Conversion is no good.
Mentioned his name a couple of times
Yep.
tonight on offense and on defense.
Yeah. He was our player of the week a couple of weeks ago. I think it was a Loganville Christian game.
The volleyball team, region champs this year. They've advanced
So
to the
28-6 here with 1:51 left in the third quarter.
tomorrow at 1:30 at Holy
As the Bears looking to get the football back and go on one of those patented Holy Innocents drives and try to go up by 28, 29 points. And the first touchdown, Skylar Jordan, he's kind of made some threats earlier on in the game, but able to kind of get into the end zone there after a couple of penalties. We gave him about 45 yards on, 2 plays.
Yeah, we sure did.
Penalties and a run.
A good run, and then with a face mask at the end of the run, we
kind of put him in striking distance.
Well, we talked about it. When you get a team, Wesley and the Hebron, we got away with giving them extra chances in the first half.
Yep.
That time we did not.
If we had 15 penalties like we do tonight, or however many it is, against one of those teams, it's going to be incredibly difficult to win the game. Incredibly difficult.
But we do have a bye week next week to work it out, get our injured players back.
Skylar Jordan with the low line driving kick. That'll bounce out of bounds, so the Bears will start with good field position. And we see some more yellow on the field. So illegal procedure on
that's right.
on Providence Christian. And so the Bears will start again with pretty good field position at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I thought it was 35.
It is. I think it's the 35-yard line, and that's where the Bears will start. So Nichols in again to try to lead this offense on another scoring drive.
There you go.
And again, 28-6. The Bears leading the Storm of Providence Christian. Bears looking to go to 3-4 on the season.
There you go.
Nichols climbs through. Looks like he was climbing a rope ladder there and just kind of climbed through some defenders and then lowers that shoulder and gets about 9 on first down. And Joe Hinkson will come out of the game. Kind of looked like he was holding his shoulder a little bit there when he lowered his shoulder. So hopefully, obviously, he is okay. And I think Lybrook has come in for him in the backfield. Donovan Johnson in motion. They hand it to Lybrook. Makes a couple of guys miss, and Lybrook falls forward for the first down. Will officially be a first down here for the Bears. So Hinkson is okay. He's back in the ball game.
And we're going to be inside of a minute at about the time this ball's snapped.
And the Bears, again, no rush here on offense.
Right.
Take your sweet time here if you are Holy Innocents. And Nichols is going to keep it. One cut right up the field.
He's gone.
And Nichols has some space. 30, 25, 20. Top of your screen. 10, 5. He reaches forward. Down at the 1.
Oh, 48.
And that looked like a horse collar tackle.
Marshall Nichols brought down at the 1-yard line.
51-yard gain, I believe.
And they brought him down officially at the 1. It looked like a horse collar. It looks like they got him right behind the pads. The clock will be running here, so looking to put it in one swift possession here, one swift snap of the football. And Nichols will hand it off, and in strolls the Bears.
Who was that?
Wyatt Lybrook for the 3rd touchdown of the night for young Wyatt Lybrook. And that'll give the Bears a 34-6 lead.
One shy of the running clock. Maybe they'll go for 2, right? And get it up by 30. No, they won't do that.
They will not. Carrillo in to kick the extra point. So if you watched Thursday Night Football last night between the Giants and the Eagles, Daniel Jones had an 80-yard run and tripped himself inside the 20-yard line.
Oh, wow.
And he was the quarterback for the Giants, and it reminded me Nichols right there, kind of breaking away in the middle of the field and not quite able to get in, just getting brought down at the 1-yard line. But nonetheless, 35-6, the Bears lead over Providence Christian with 20 seconds left in the third quarter, and a 29-point lead here for the Bears.
I wanted to see Nichols get in there. He was rumbling, but you could see the guy giving chase. It was going to be close. A yard short. You got to let the homecoming king get a touchdown.
Yeah, he's got to score a touchdown on homecoming.
Yeah,
so
he's got to.
We'll see how much he plays here in the fourth quarter. That's also something to watch out for. So
yeah, that's true. You got to.
Something to watch out for. May see a new quarterback. We'll see how Coach Winter plays it. Carrillo in to kick it off from the 40-yard line. We'll see he keeps his streak alive, and he does. It'll go out of the back of the end zone. And the Bears with another touchback, so 6 for 6 is Chris Carrillo. Or excuse me, 5 for 5 is Chris Carrillo on kickoff touchbacks. So 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Bears defense would love to get another stop. Even a turnover would really help give the stadium kind of a jolt of energy here as Malady kind of runs in late on that defensive line. And we're going to see the same quarterback as Connor Jones out on the field. He's going to have 4 wide receivers, so 2 on the top of your screen, 2 on the bottom of your screen. And the one to watch, of course, is Skylar Jordan at the very top of your screen. Press coverage there by Tyquan Alexander. And they're going to hand it off to O'Leary out of the backfield.
Probably in the quarter with that.
And I would believe so, and that might do it here for the third quarter as time is ticking away. And it is. There's the buzzer. 35-6. The Bears lead after 3 over Providence Christian. And a game that felt like it has taken such a long time, and I think it's because so much stoppage in the play, right? But the Bears have put some solid drives together, and really kind of, we've preached that they need to capitalize on finishing the drives, finishing when you get inside the red zone, and they've been able to do that tonight. Anytime they've gotten in the red zone, they have scored a touchdown, and we just saw again Marshall Nichols kind of break away and get tackled at the 1.
It's good to see the weapons, and you can't key. Last year, you can't key on any of these guys because, Tyquan can pop it outside. Donovan Johnson can. Chandler Ketchup, when he's healthy, can. Lybrook can go up the middle. Hinkson can go up the middle. Nichols can keep it. So you got, last year you could kind of maybe key on Michael Cox, maybe key on Matt Davis. This year it seems like it's more expanded back there. You look for one, they give it to the other.
And I think that could be a benefit, right, going into the playoffs when you have so many of those different weapons, right? It's hard to key in on one person. Now, you can key in on a person like Michael Cox, and it doesn't do a whole lot because he's still going to get his 40 carries and 200 yards. Right. But when you have kind of more weapons, it kind of opens up the offense a little bit.
I'd actually like to see the rushing stats to see how close they were. Here we go.
Another long play and just out of the reach of Matthew Miller.
He had a step on him.
So good incompletion there. Again, Connor Jones he's really, for a young sophomore quarterback, made some good throws tonight for the Storm. A lot of the times that Bears secondary has been in pretty good position defensively as well. But it's going to be 3rd down and around 11 now for Connor Jones in the offense. Quick rollout again. Going to be an out route. And it's going to be Miller. And depends on where they spot it. I think they're going to they might go for it anyway. I think it's a little short. It's about a yard short. And I think they'll probably go for it on 4th down, even in their own territory. And they are officially going to go for it here on 4th down. It's 4th down and 1 for the Storm. Connor Jones with the hard count, and he will look to the sideline to get the play call. Looks at his wristband, and possible blitz here from Christian Padgett at the top of your screen, and it is. They get it to O'Leary, and he is short.
Yeah, looks like they hit him behind the line. He kept his legs moving, but he was not able. Had too many arms on his legs.
And I think we're going to see William Wright here at quarterback for the Bear offense. So Marshall Nichols' night is over. Plays a full 3 quarters, puts up 35 points here, and he will get a 4th quarter breather tonight, and then a bye week as well to get ready for Mount Vernon. So first time we get to see young William Wright, the sophomore quarterback.
Since week 2, I believe.
And he will hand it off right up the middle. Inside the 20 it goes for the Bears. And Jacoby Murray in on the carry. And talk about another weapon possibly on offense now. He's been chasing the quarterback all night, but gets a carry on offense out of the backfield. And talk about the upcoming schedule here. And again, we've briefly touched on it. Next week is the bye for Holy Innocents. And then the week after that, they will play at Mount Vernon at 3 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
So 2 o'clock, okay.
Yeah. The original schedule had 3. So.
Okay, so 2 o'clock officially. And while we were talking, I saw a yellow flag come on the field, so I'll just keep talking about the schedule.
Yeah, there you go.
But 2 o'clock, November 6th, Holy Innocents will travel to Mount Vernon. They'll follow that up with a big game. Again, that's the next game, Saturday night game, November 14th, a Saturday night game at home. And they will play Wesleyan with one of the biggest games of the season in region game. And again, they're supposed to be pretty good. They made it to the state finals last year, did Wesleyan.
And I must add, at halftime of that game, they will honor the state champion cross-country team from last year. Sorry, I had to throw
Who's
that in
Who's the coach of that team?
I'm just one of many, but anyway. But anyway, it's. I heard November 14th. Wait a minute, I know I got that written down. I know I do.
That's right.
But anyway, but what you're at Wesleyan's going to be their rival plus our region big game, and they're always good, and they tend to get better as the year goes on. So I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. That's totally fine.
I had a bragging moment there, and I took it.
That is totally fine. Jacoby Murray gets the carry down inside the 5. So no. October 30th is a bye week. November 6th they play at Mount Vernon at 2 o'clock. November 14th is home right back here at Riverwood International High School here, and they will play Wesleyan at 7:30 on a Saturday night game.
Is that Murray again?
And that is Murray again. So touchdown Bears once again. And Jacoby Murray, I want to talk again, another weapon is Jacoby Murray, a big body freshman back there in the backfield getting some carries. And again, a young running back, defensive lineman getting some touches and some playing time tonight.
Now, technically, they should do the running clock thing. I mean, not now, but I mean once we kick it off. I think by rule, because what's it now? 42-6.
42-6.
That's a 36-point lead. So I think they're supposed to just run the clock. But in my experience, sometimes they have, sometimes they haven't.
I guess we'll have to wait and find out. It's a good point. It's usually after 3, but we'll see what they end up doing here. And again, the last game of the season is Hebron Christian. That's November 20th. That's away. That's at Hebron Christian at 7:30. So I'll go over it again just in case. Right, October 30th is the bye week next week. November 6th they travel to Mount Vernon. Game time at 2 o'clock. November 14th, Saturday night game against Wesleyan. That's at 7:30. November 20th, the final game of the regular season will be at Hebron Christian, just right up the road, 30 minutes or so up the road here, 40 minutes up the road for the last game of the season. But those last 3-4 games are going to be incredibly important for playoff seeding, for really getting in the playoffs, right? For playoff seeding, where you'll play, who you'll play. And then, of course, the playoffs will start the following week. for everybody in Georgia.
And with the 2-week delay, we may have some cold nights coming to us.
You're right. You are correct. It'll be end of December, end of November into early December. So we'll have to bundle up a little.
Okay, what is this? You know, ironically, while we're doing this, this may be why, 20-something seconds has run off the clock. We scored the touchdown with 9:39, and now there's 9:11 on the clock. And I don't know if that's the issue, if there was a timeout, if they're going to reset the clock, because I always write down what time is left for writing purposes when they scored. And it may, if it's running clock, it may not be. I don't know, but
and that was Coach Jonathan Beverly of the Storm came out to the referee and kind of just pointed it out. All of his players came off the field.
Yeah.
It was almost like a timeout.
That's what. Yeah, exactly. But they're not so far. They haven't reset the clock because we scored with 9:39, so a lot of time is run off.
So I guess they're leaving it at 9:11. Not 100% sure on that, but either way, the kickoff from Carrillo at the 40 and keeps that touchback streak alive.
Yeah, easily so right there.
So I think we're good. No penalty flags on the touchback.
There you go.
So I think that's
we're getting better.
That's right. Step in the right direction.
But you know, it's good. You do this, but you're going to get a one-sided win. You know, it's like I say, last week we didn't get away with the mistakes. We paid for it. We paid for it with a loss on our home field. It hurt, ticked us off. Now, there's things to work on, but at least you get a region win. We're going to be 1-0 in the region, tied for the top, and
that's what's important.
That's what's important. Life goes on. Playoffs in the future.
And Ellis is taken down by a host of different defenders there for the Bears.
So step one, get to postseason, which very huge step right here.
Brought down by number 75, Mikey Bennett.
Mikey Bennett.
So 8:40 left here in the fourth quarter. Again, 42-6 lead. And the pass is caught by Skylar Jordan, who's really been the main target here for the Storm all night. He does go out of bounds, but it'll keep the clock moving. And now they stop it. Okay. Nope.
No, they've been.
It stopped temporarily for I looked up for 3 or 4 seconds and it wasn't moving, and now the clock has stopped again. So we're not 100% sure, to be honest with you. The clock has kind of stopped and started and stopped again, and so we're not 100% sure. But
the ref was signaling it for it to be running.
So it should be a running clock. And okay, so now they get it running. So it is running now. Even the ball was out of bounds. So
there's a play we've seen all night long.
All night. And that is the freshman wide receiver, Caleb Lee, on the receiving end of that one. And the Bears right there is Christian Padgett. So gain of 4 there on first down, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Again, starters still in here for the Bears. And there's big tight end Ellis taking the football.
Pretty good game.
Burris taking the football. And he'll go up the middle and make it a 3rd down and 2. 3rd down and 2 for the Storm.
Tackled by a lot of Bears.
Doesn't sound fun.
No.
So 2 minutes has already come off the clock since they've kind of started that running clock, and it's moving pretty quickly here and it'll be 3rd down and officially 2 yards. And Bears showing blitz, and they drop out of that blitz. Jones throws it quickly, and it's completed to Jordan once again. And Jordan, making one guy miss, falls forward inside the 50, and he is taken down by Nick Morgan.
Skylar Jordan, he's been a busy boy tonight.
Definitely the number one option for the Storm. He's been covered by pretty much our entire secondary at some point tonight. Taekwon was on him for a long time. We just saw Nick Morgan on him there. Donovan has covered him a couple of times as well. So he is definitely the number one target. And you can tell, right? If you look down on the field, he stands a good 6'1", 6'2". He's a little bit bigger than some of the other wide receivers. So as we approach the 6-minute mark, it'll be a new set of downs here for the Storm. Jones handed off to O'Leary. Nowhere to go. He'll run out of bounds.
And they throw a flag.
Another late hit on the Bears. And
Call his personal foul on the Bears.
we'll move on. A penalty on the Bears. Nonetheless, that'll be 15 more yards.
To the 34.
It's a tough call.
Yeah, it was.
Tough call.
You have to finish. When you grab him in bounds, you have to finish the tackle. If you let him go,
you got to tackle the guy, right?
You got to tackle the guy.
You have to tackle him. So.
Okay, now what's he doing?
So it's down to the 32 now.
Okay.
So down to the 32-yard line. And the Storm will start with a new set of downs, 1st down and 10. And again, the Bears looking to – they don't want to let up any more points here in the fourth quarter.
Right.
You want to get out of here with allowing that one touchdown and go into your bye week. They're going to give it to O'Leary, who bounces it outside. And he'll get a pretty good gain there on 1st down of about 7 yards.
We're going to get inside of 5 minutes before the next play is off. William Willis on the tackle. He's been a good one. He's had a good football days here at Holy Innocents. I had to overcome injury last year and this year, but you can always tell when he's back out there for us. You hear his name called a lot.
He always gets called on the broadcast, absolutely. Quick pass, and I don't think Donovan Johnson was really ready for that ball to come to him there in the secondary. It was overthrown to his Connor Jones's pass was overthrown to Matthew Miller, and it kind of hit Donovan Johnson right in the hands, who wasn't really ready for it there. And 4:34.
Yeah, they stopped it this time.
So they did stop it on the incompletion. O'Leary's going to take the handoff, and he'll get a 1st down for the Storm.
Colin O'Leary on the carry for the Storm. That's going to be good enough for a Storm 1st down.
And that clock will keep moving as we approach the 4-minute mark now left in the fourth quarter. And Connor Jones again will look it to the sideline, get the play. And they're going to give it to Burris out of the backfield, and a good tackle.
Yeah, he was hit quick. Got his foot, tripped him up.
William Willis.
Brought down by William Willis.
There you go.
Right on cue again, making us look better than we are, Coach.
And Jack Stivers.
Stivers, that's a freshman. Jack Stivers.
Getting some PT. Wonderful. 42-6. Golden Bears looking to keep the Storm out of the end zone here to end the game. Connor Jones again going to hand it off to Burris again right up the middle. Kind of drags one defender with him. He falls forward.
Burris on the carry.
Be third down and very short. Maxwell in on the tackle for the Bear defense.
Bo Maxwell, we've called his name. He's center fielder for us tonight.
That's right. Had a good game defensively. Kind of really been flying all over the field, sideline to sideline. Almost had 2 interceptions. Did come up with 1. And the defensive line almost jumps there. And did they?
Yeah.
They officially jumped.
He did jump.
So 5 more yards tacked on.
To our 7, I believe.
Coach, if you find out how many penalties were in this game,
Oh,
I want you to text me and let me know.
God.
I would love to know the final total on both teams, the total amount of
I would say that most of them have been on us.
I agree with that.
By a good bit.
Yeah, we definitely lead in that category.
Yeah.
But I'm genuinely curious. If Coach Winter has that number, I would love to know what that is.
I don't think, well, they're going to score right there. I don't think I have the guts to ask him.
Maybe Marshall will know. But nonetheless, Nick O'Leary, not Nick O'Leary, he played for Florida State. Colin O'Leary runs in for the Storm, and that will stop the clock at 2:33. So it's 42-12 now, so it's officially a 30-point game. And the Storm looking to go, I would assume, for 2. And they will. I wouldn't be surprised if Skylar Jordan is a target here for the Storm down close to the end zone.
I'm rolling right and looking for him. Or looking for somebody. You got 3 wideouts up at the top. Roll right. There he goes. And he's going to run it in.
And fights forward. I think he's short. Yep. He's marked just short of the goal line. So excellent team tackle there by the Bears, and another flag after the play. They throw it in the end zone. And it was after the play was over.
They just said no good on the conversion. They might have.
Oh.
I don't know if
they threw a flag because I watched him throw it. And he's picking it up in the end zone right now.
Yeah, he did throw it. Guys, it's getting late, you know. It's 42-12. It's Halloween's coming.
That's what it is. Fall is kind of, sort of in the air.
Yeah. But other sports, volleyball is playing in the Sweet 16 tomorrow at 1:30 against Mount Perrin. Softball season ended today in the Sweet 16 at George Walton. Cross country has
good luck
regionals
with George Walton.
Yeah. George Walton's softball team's ranked number 1, I believe.
Oh.
And cross country has regionals Tuesday in Fairburn. So that'll wrap up the fall. Of course, it's almost November, so soon they're going to be dribbling that basketball for the next 6 months.
That's exactly right.
Swimming, wrestling, so forth. But, you know, about a month ago, we didn't think we'd be doing any of this. You know, we're thinking, you know, are we in school? Are we playing football? Are we doing indoor sports? Are we?
Yeah, and listen, we're thankful that football is happening. I know I am. I mean, I am very, very thankful that I get to come out here on Friday nights and call the game. There's something about under the lights on a Friday night is a wonderful thing, and I'm glad sports is able to kind of happen, and everybody is. I hope everybody obviously is staying safe with everything like that going on.
There's another penalty. All right, come on, run the clock. It's a 30-point lead. It's Anyway, Bears ball, good field position. William Wright takes over. Glad he's healthy. You know, he was hurt for a while.
That's true. Yeah, earlier on in the season, he had to play against Pace.
He played Pace. Yeah, he played against Pace and Marist.
So both.
He got hurt against Marist, and then we saw William Wright when we went. What was it? Prince Avenue. And of course, Marshall Nichols was hurt the first 2 games.
And that's why William Wright was playing those first 2 games, and then we've seen Marshall ever since.
Oh, God. Please throw another flag. Thank you. Now everything's fine.
Another penalty is called on the Bears. This might be the latest we've been here, Coach.
Yeah,
It's getting 10 o'clock. This might be the latest we've been here, I think.
I can catch the midnight show of the Goldbergs because it does come on again. So I got that to look
There
forward
you
to.
go. I don't know if I'm making
wow.
it. I don't know if I'm making it to
Yeah,
midnight.
I'm not either. I'm talking big, but I'm not either.
I don't know if I'm making it.
Coggins on the carry.
Coggins, Christian Coggins. There's a freshman.
Number 1, Camden White.
So good to see some young guys. Christian Coggins getting in the game here. They'll give it to him again. He tries to push that pile. He'll get inside the 45 to the 43. He'll bring up third down. So they officially mark him at the 44. So third down and 4 yards.
Forward inside of 2 minutes.
One first down here.
And we got a whistle.
Timeout, Storm. It looked like they were running the guy on really late to onto the field here. So coach called a timeout to not get another penalty.
Hey fans, don't forget, catch the volleyball game on live stream tomorrow. Region champs are in the second round of the state playoffs against Mount
So there's the reminder of volleyball Sweet 16 tomorrow
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
at 1:30. So obviously check that out as well. So 1:42 left to go here in this fourth quarter. It's third down and 2, and one. They get a couple yards here and take a couple of knees, and you're done for the night.
Yeah,
So third down and 2. William Wright's under center. He will hand the ball off and does not pick up the first down. So it will be fourth down and 2, close to 3 yards, 2.5, 3 yards.
Coggins on the carry.
So we'll see if the Bears can pick up this final fourth down here. Pick up the final first down on fourth down. That's what I was trying to say.
There you go.
William Wright under center, and again he'll hand it off, and he gets put. That
wow.
late push gets him the
Wow.
first down.
Wow, that was awesome. Yeah, forward progress. They took the ball away, but the whistle had blown. Look, all right, quit, guys. It looks like.
Forward progress was stopped inside the 40
Yeah, first down.
to the 38, and it will be a first down. And that should all about do it, we hope,
Christian Coggins
as
carry.
the Bears should get out of here with a 42-12 victory.
So 3-4, but more importantly, 1-0. That's the number that matters. 1-0 in the region, with Mount Vernon, Wesleyan, and Hebron to go. And next
Which
game,
are the important ones.
Which is important. 2 weeks from today, it'll be 2 o'clock game on Friday. It'll be after daylight savings, and they don't have light. So, yeah, you were right. Originally, it was scheduled for 3
Yeah,
o'clock.
okay.
That is correct. And then they just changed it about a week ago. And so that'll be weird having a 2 o'clock game.
That's different.
But what hadn't been weird this year, if you think about it?
I guess that's true.
So why would we not do a 2 o'clock game?
I guess that's true.
So anyway, we're going to wind it down now. 42-6. We did it. Thanks for tuning in.
42-12.
42-12. Oh, you're right.
Come on, Coach.
That's right.
42-12.
Took points away from
The Bears stay at home and win the homecoming game against Providence Christian 42-12. We will be off next week on the Golden Bear Network, and the following week a 2 o'clock game at Mount Vernon. So make sure everybody tunes in then. It's been a pleasure tonight for Nathan Griotti.
And Coach Dunn.
We'll see you guys in the next couple of weeks.